Modern civilization has progressed at a great rate, with convenience a key word in benefiting our daily lives. However, convenience for us has become a major burden on the environment. In 1997, an international summit was held in Kyoto to address this situation. A number of countries came to realize the importance of reducing environmental destruction. This is Kunitomo Industries Limited, located in a rural area of Iga City, Mie Prefecture. Up until now, the bulk of all waste has been destroyed in high-temperature furnaces. While a number of machines have been used to try to reduce and recycle waste products, the new Kunistar AZ, developed after long-term research, has proven its ability to actively and rapidly recycle waste into quality compost. Introducing the Kunistar AZ. Waste matter is fed into the tank and subject to conditions of high pressure, agitation, and a steaming hydrolysis process. Company's CEO, Mr. Kunio Ogura, further explains his device.
About 3 years after the 1997 Kyoto Summit on Global Warming, a national project, Biomass Japan Strategic Design, was launched. It made me think about what I can do, what this company can do, and what our new purpose might be. And so I got our team thinking. We came to the conclusion that one of society's biggest problems is waste. Because a large portion of waste is simply incinerated, a great potential is destroyed. Also, burning waste produces CO2. Of course, CO2 and dioxin are two of our biggest problems right now. We got to thinking about what we can do to prevent CO2 and dioxin being released from burning rubbish. At that time, I was reading in a book about supercritical and near-critical water conditions, and I had a few ideas. And at home, looking at the waste in the kitchen sink, I thought about what actions I can take. I thought long and hard, and I did the research. And about 3 years ago, came up with this great idea. I made this unit on my own, and now it's in production.
When most objects touch water, various reactions occur. For generations, the properties of boiling water and chilled water have been utilized in various ways in our everyday lives. The Kunistar AZ separates organic matter molecules, changing them into low molecules through the process of hydrolysis. For example, by biting into food, it's broken down into low molecules. The taste experienced by biting is a kind of hydrolysis reaction. When you chew something, digestion and absorption improve.
It is through hydrolysis that starch becomes glucose. Glucose is like ordinary sugar. This is glucose here. This is connected to here, right? This is cut here, here, and here. The cutting method we use, the scissors if you like, is an enzyme. When this is cut, the glucose is separated, and OH is brought to one side and H to the other side. That's how it's separated. That's H2O, or water, right? Water enters, and the resulting separation is called hydrolysis. Consider an organic body being equal to a macromolecule. Starch and fat protein is a macromolecule. That macromolecule here The starch changes to glucose, and in the case of a protein, this becomes an amino acid. The fat becomes something different, a fatty acid. This here also changes with each situation. The molecules that reach this state are convertible sustenances for other creatures. This here is the hydrolysis reaction. In the case of Kunitomo, I can change a macromolecule into a low molecule by putting it under very high pressure, therefore creating pyroligneous acid through hydrolysis, which aids in the quick processing of the waste and increases the amount of these groups here.
Let's have a look at the Kunistar AZ in action. This is the mulcher. Larger clippings, old tatami straw mats, and larger pieces of organic waste are fed into the tank and mulched into smaller pieces. The waste for processing is collected in a hopper and then fed into the tank. The valve is closed tightly. All processing is performed through this control panel. The tank pressure is reduced to almost a vacuum before steam is sent in. When a near vacuum state is achieved, the vacuum pump is stopped, valves are closed, and the steam valve opened. Inside the tank is about 20 times atmospheric pressure and 200 degrees heat. Under these conditions of very high pressure and high temperatures, the waste is agitated and a yeast culture added. The process is complete within an hour. Using this process eliminates foul smells and produces a fragrant and wonderful compost. Left in a silo for about 10 days, the compost further ferments to its best condition. This compost can be marketed and sold as a quality product. As you know, heated water becomes steam. However, pressurized steam increases in the device to such a high degree that it remains fluid. Even as temperatures in the machine increase, it remains fluid. At 374 degrees and 220 times atmospheric pressure, a critical point is reached. Above that, it achieves a supercritical point, when water reaches the state where it's neither water nor steam, but becomes a strong instrument in breaking down organic compounds. This is the situation where near critical water is reached and superior hydrolysis reaction is achieved. Again, let's return to Professor Komemushi.
When temperature and pressure conditions are right, even gas reaches a unique state in which it is neither a liquid or a solid. The three states exist as one. At first, macromolecules are changed to a low molecule state. We normally call tree or grass and vegetation cellulose macromolecules, right? Then the vegetable oils and starch and the things we eat are broken down into macromolecules. These macromolecules are further broken down inside us for easy use. The natural process of making compost takes 1 or 2 months. However, the Kunistar system utilizes a certain temperature range that is optimal and therefore reduces the time frame to a matter of minutes, while still creating a fine natural compost.
すべてのバイオマスが約60分前後という短い時間で
All biomass becomes high-quality compost with a full ripeness degree of over 90% in as little as 60 minutes.
入れるものによりましては飼料にもなります。それ以上にすごいことも
Depending upon what is put inside, the result can be used as feed for pigs and cattle.
すなわち食品その他の
There are other great usages too. General home garbage plastics, including polymers, can be broken down through hydrolysis, pressure, and temperature processing.
が起こりましてそれによってダイオキシンの
The plastics can be broken down without releasing harmful dioxins, which is an excellent function of this device.
はいこれはですね通常
A paper written by Sojo University's Professor Ogawa supports the findings and proves the ability of the apparatus to disintegrate the plastics safely.
でも完全に分解できるということははっきりと証明されております。私は考えたのはこの装置
I thought that I could take out the air pressure with the device.
ということを取り入れたわけです。
At first, we put the raw organic waste into the tank.
容器に入れますね。
Natural air is, of course, present in the container. We remove that air.
またはそのものにも含んでいると。そういうその空気を
Then the air present in the raw waste is taken out, and steam is fed in until it completely fills the tank. That's how the best results are obtained.
そういう効果がなお発揮されいい結果
We initiated this concept, then put it into practice, proving our theories.
がやはりかなりいい結果が出ております。先生もこの
Professor Komemushi found great potential in this device.
こういうものに対して以前から関心を持ち
He decided to research this for his own interest, and we thought research together would bring the best results.
私どもと一緒に研究開発ということに
We had vacuum-related joint talks and figured out the best way of removing the air.
ということにおいて
Even the professor thought it all went well.
One of the good points about this machine is that while other companies have made similar devices, this is the only one that has been properly planned from the start, and the innovation of using steam makes it more effective.
In Japan, we create an average of about 1 kilo of garbage per person per day. To incinerate that waste, fossil fuels are required. Cars, planes, machinery, etc. all contribute to the vast CO2 or carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere. Plant photosynthesis naturally requires CO2. And it plays a part in our lives, in dry ice and carbonated drinks. However, extra levels of CO2 have contributed to greenhouse gas warming of the Earth and reflects emitted infrared rays from the ground. This phenomenon becomes the greatest element of global warming. It is impossible for only the goodwill of the average person to stop this environmental disruption. Action by profit-making companies is essential. This call to action was recognized and expressed in the Kyoto Summit. When kept in a silo for about 10 days, the compost matures. This low-molecule compost improves over time. It has high utility value and boasts a high absorbency rate for plant life. The compost can be marketed and sold as a quality product. Industries creating organic waste must soon take social responsibility for their own waste processing. Until now, apart from incinerating, it's been difficult to effectively process raw organic waste. This device now turns organic waste into superior compost in a very short time. Professor Komamushi believes that this machine has other benefits too.
One of the causative agents of BSC is a prion that is not broken down at normal temperatures or pressure. What I have researched through documents obtained is that the EU prerequisites regarding prions are severe. However, this machine shows abilities many times above EU requisites to effectively break down the matter. Therefore, if a BSC-related prion was loaded in, this device should detoxify it.
As for the processing capacity, 4 sizes, from 1 to 8 cubic meters, are in production to suit a wide variety of industrial use. The utility value of this system is twofold. Waste is cleanly and effectively processed, and a valuable compost is produced.
The usual method of creating compost is to pile up organic waste in a large area and allow it to ferment over time. However, with the fermentation process, methane gas is naturally produced, and that means a bad smell too. The compost needs to be churned regularly, and the machine used emits exhaust gases too. That means even more CO2 is released. Our machine releases no methane, no CO2, no bad smells, and no dioxin. Nothing bad is released, and the compost is created in a short time. It's compact, so factories and users don't need wide spaces, and it can be used in a town or a city. This is a major point.
This century began with a worldwide movement aimed at saving the environment. It may be said that the 21st century is an environmental century. It's our responsibility to preserve what nature remains. Therefore, the individual needs to consider their immediate surrounds, while businesses need to consider the ecology on a wider scale. The Kunistar AZ is one way for both private and businesses to make a positive contribution to preserving this planet.